Welcome back. Today, we're tackling a really big one, a topic that sits right at the intersection of human ambition and, frankly, serious danger: anabolic steroids. We've all seen the dramatic physical results online or in the gym, but what's the real story? What's actually happening inside the body? Well, let's break it all down.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with why people are so drawn to steroids in the first place. Then, we'll get into the actual science of what they are. From there, we'll uncover the really serious health crises they can cause, look at the high-stakes gamble of misusing them, and finally, we'll connect all of this to the bigger picture of safety and accountability, especially in our workplaces.
Okay, let's get right into our first section, the allure of steroids. It really all begins with a very powerful, very tempting promise: the promise of achieving a perfect body, way faster than nature ever intended. And here it is, the central question, right? Is this the ultimate shortcut? For a lot of athletes and bodybuilders, the goal is crystal clear: get bigger, get stronger, enhance muscle growth, and shred body fat. And do it now. Steroids seem to offer this express lane to those goals, a way to just blow past your normal genetic limits.
But here is the single most important thing to understand. While you might be chasing a certain look on the outside, this is never, ever just about aesthetics. Steroids are incredibly powerful hormones. And when you pump them into your system, you're not just building muscle. You are kicking off a massive, system-wide chain reaction of changes. And many of them are profoundly and permanently dangerous.
All right, let's move on. To really wrap our heads around the risks, we have to get the science right. We need to understand what we are really talking about. So, what exactly are anabolic steroids?
This is a super common point of confusion, so let's clear this up right now. You've probably heard the word steroids in a medical context, maybe for an asthma inhaler or a cream for a rash. Those are corticosteroids. They're fantastic anti-inflammatory medicines, but they do not build muscle. What we're focusing on today are anabolic steroids, which are a completely different ballgame.
So let's be crystal clear. Anabolic steroids are synthetic, basically lab-made versions of testosterone, the primary male sex hormone. That means scientists have cooked up a chemical that impersonates testosterone inside your body. The key takeaway here is that you're introducing a powerful hormone, often at levels that are just wildly unnatural. So how do they work their so-called magic? Well, think of your cells as having millions of tiny locks on them called androgen receptors. Anabolic steroids are like a master key. They float through your body, unlock these receptors, and flip a switch that tells your cells to do things, most famously, to start building muscle mass like crazy. Now, to be fair, these substances aren't pure evil. Anabolic steroids have real, legitimate medical uses. Doctors can prescribe them to help men with naturally low testosterone, or to help patients with muscle-wasting diseases like cancer and AIDS fight back. But the absolute keywords there are prescribed by a doctor. These are classified as Class C drugs, which means using them without a prescription isn't just a bad idea, it's illegal and incredibly dangerous.
And that right there brings us to the absolute heart of our explainer today, the hidden health crisis. This is where we pull back the curtain and look at the real and often devastating cost of misusing these powerful drugs.
Let's start with some cold, hard data from a human study. Researchers found a direct physical change happening inside men who use steroids, a significant increase in the size of their prostate gland. This isn't just a theoretical what if, it's a physical transformation of an internal organ.
And that physical change has immediate real-world consequences. That same study saw a major reduction in the user's urine flow rate. It's a perfect example of how messing with one part of your body's complex system throws another part completely out of whack. It is a blinking red light that things are not right.
And honestly, that's just the tip of the iceberg. The full list of side effects for men is just staggering. You've got the silent killers like high blood pressure, heart attacks, strokes, and liver tumors, then the visible stuff: male pattern baldness, horrible acne. Internally, it can shut down your sperm production, raise your risk of testicular cancer, and cause gynecomastia, the development of breasts in men. And that's before we even get to the psychological effects. The infamous roid rage is very real, along with mania, delusions, and a powerful potential for addiction. And for women, the risks are just as severe and can be profoundly life-altering. Because these drugs are mimicking a male hormone, they can trigger male pattern changes, like the growth of facial hair, a permanently deepened voice, loss of breast tissue, and major disruptions to their menstrual cycles. Many of these changes are irreversible. Once they happen, there's no going back. So let's just pause here for a second. This list is truly shocking. When you weigh the promise of a better physique against this horrifying reality, it's just an incredibly heavy price to pay. I'm really curious, what are your thoughts on this? Is the potential reward ever worth this kind of risk? Let us know in the comments section below. We'd love to hear what you think.
Okay, now let's zoom out a bit. It's not just the direct medical side effects that are the problem. The whole culture and the methods surrounding illegal steroid use that creates an entirely new layer of danger. This is a truly high-stakes gamble. And this number right here shows you the insane scale of that gamble. People who use steroids illegally are often taking doses that are 10 to 100 times higher than what a doctor would ever prescribe for a legitimate medical issue. Let that sink in. Not double, not triple, up to 100 times the dose that the human body is meant to handle even under strict medical supervision. And to try to manage these insane doses, users turned all sorts of methods, none of which have any real scientific backing. You'll hear about cycling, where they take steroids for a while then stop, supposedly to let the body recover. Or stacking, where they mix different types of steroids together. Or pyramiding, starting low, ramping up to a peak dose, then tapering off. It's all just guesswork, a dangerous, uncontrolled experiment on their own bodies.
And if the drugs themselves weren't dangerous enough, the way they're often administered adds another massive risk. Many steroids are injectable, so when people are sharing needles or using non-sterile techniques, they're throwing the door wide open for devastating bloodborne diseases like HIV, AIDS, and hepatitis B and C.
So, this all raises a much bigger question. The choice to use steroids might seem like a personal one, but the consequences, they can ripple outwards. They can impact families, communities, and absolutely our workplaces. So let's pivot and look at this through the lens of our shared responsibility. How do we build a safer culture for everyone?
This really is the fundamental question, isn't it? Knowing all the pressures that can push someone towards a dangerous shortcut like using steroids, how do we, as organizations, as colleagues, as a society, build an environment that supports health and safety over these quick, dangerous fixes? And here's the bottom line. An environment that turns a blind eye to substance misuse is an unsafe environment, period. Think about the aggression from roid rage, creating a hostile work environment, or the physical side effects leading to a lack of focus on a job site with heavy machinery. One person's high-risk choice can easily endanger the entire team.
And when an incident does happen, a true culture of safety demands a swift, clear, and accurate response. You have to understand all the factors that contributed to it, and that absolutely includes potential substance use. This is where speed and accuracy are everything. Getting reliable information fast isn't about checking a box. It's about figuring out what went wrong so you can make sure it never happens again.
Ultimately, this is exactly why clear, consistent safety protocols are so vital. They are the guardrails that keep everyone safe. They create a framework of accountability that protects the employees, the company, and even the public. When you have robust systems in place, like those for post-accident drug and alcohol testing, you build a foundation that upholds standards and protects everyone involved. Now, creating and maintaining that kind of deep safety culture is a massive challenge. So we want to ask you all, especially those of you working in high-pressure or safety-sensitive fields, what do you believe is the single most important factor in promoting a culture of safety and discouraging high-risk behaviors? Is it education? Is it better mental health support? Strict policies? Let us know what you think. Share your ideas in the comments.
So, to wrap this all up, the story of anabolic steroids is really a powerful cautionary tale. It's a stark reminder that choosing the shortcut almost always comes with a hidden and very steep price. And on a larger scale, it reinforces a fundamental truth. Choosing safety over risk is a decision that doesn't just protect one person, it benefits every single one of us.
If you were inspired with this video, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Reedy Collect. Feel free to share this video as well. Thank you.